If this is my starter Pokemon, I am definitely not complaining. This right here is a solid fire type Pokemon, a little Charmander if you will. Red-backed Salamanders, unlike Charmanders, do not breathe fire. However, they do breathe through their skin. Oh, cool. Why? I actually have no idea. If you look online, they tell you how lungless salamanders breathe through their skin, but they don't really tell you why they evolved to breathe through their skin, as opposed to, most other amphibians breathing through their lungs or gills. But I decided to use my massive brain, it barely fits in my head actually, and I came up with a hypothesis for what exactly is the evolutionary benefit for being a lungless salamander. But before I get there, how would one go about breathing through their skin? Couldn't breathe through my skin, it didn't work, guys. Well, unfortunately, I ran out of evolution points in my skill tree, so I think I'm stuck with my lungs here. Kinda cringe. On the contrary, red-backed salamanders and most other salamanders in its family Plethodontidae have plenty of well-spent points. Without lungs or gills, these salamanders choose to breathe entirely through their skin via cutaneous respiration. Oxygen and other gases are absorbed through the skin, directly entering the blood vessels that will circulate the oxygen to the rest of the body. One huge drawback to this type of respiration is that their skin has to stay wet in order to breathe. They've adapted to this by secreting a mucus to keep their skin moist. Otherwise, if they get too dry, they literally cannot breathe and they will suffocate. So again, why? Well, here's my humongous brain hypothesis. What other animal is lungless, lives underground, and requires mucus to breathe through its skin? If you guessed the earthworm, you'd be 100% right. Otherwise, you stupid. My guess is earthworms and lungless salamanders occupy a convergently evolved breathing niche in order to tolerate near hypoxic underground conditions. If you can stay underground absorbing the oxygen from the soil and the air around your skin, this might be a lot more safe and a lot more energy efficient alternative to resurfacing for air every few minutes. But remember, that's just my guess. That being said, I'm a genius, so I think I deserve a Nobel Prize for that one. Another goofy off fact about these salamanders is that they're completely void of the aquatic larval phase that most amphibians and even most salamanders have to go through. That's why you'll see these little guys so tiny, but in these fully developed salamander bodies. A full-grown red-backed salamander is only 2 to 4 inches, but bigger doesn't always mean better. Having a smaller body allows red-backed salamanders to eat smaller prey like springtails and other insects that are far too small for other amphibians to eat. Red-backed salamanders have a native range that spans across much of northeastern United States, extending into Nova Scotia, Canada. That being said, I'm basically on the outskirts of the salamander's native range, and it took me a whopping 6 locations just to find a single salamander. But when I found one, I was happy to find a lot more. Look at this, it's like a salamander apartment. The salamanders I was able to find all have the red-back color phase, but apparently they're often seen in a lead-back color phase, and even this completely red phase. I'm kinda salty I didn't find either of these. To communicate, the red-back salad dressing takes a deuce under the log. To tell other salamanders, this is my log.
Excuse me, sir. I hope my horrible ugliness won't be a distraction to you.
Not at all, boy!
These scents convey vital information like pressure, range, size, and most importantly, whether the visitor is closely related. If an outsider dares to enter the territory, the red-backed salamander won't back down. They'll put up a threatening display, showing off their defense posture and challenging the intruder to square up. For red-backed salamanders, marking their territory is crucial to protecting their limited food supply, establishing boundaries, and sending important cues. That's pretty much it for the red-backed salamanders. If you liked the video, make sure to smack that like button, give it a nice kiss. Throw a comment or question below. Honestly, I went through every single comment in my last video. It was a lot of fun to go through those. And check out the description if you haven't already, and subscribe for more wildlife stuff.